thankful for all the great reviews that I've gotten on my channel regarding different topics. Today we're going to talk about something you probably heard of. We're going to look at it from a different angle. Many have heard about cocaine and meth addiction. You know, that's still very prevalent in our society. Let me give you a little background on cocaine. You know, cocaine is a substance that was discovered in the Colombian mountains, and it was used by Indians that would put it underneath their tongue to give them this impetus to go up the mountain. Obviously, like all drugs, it was discovered to have an incredible euphoria. You know, the brain loves that high. The brain loves dopamine. Hey, we do it now, but we do it in a very legal way. How many of you gulp up those energy drinks? All those energy drinks, all they do is they stimulate your brain, not as much as cocaine. Now, cocaine has become a drug that has not disappeared from our culture. The interesting thing is that cocaine addiction has become now varied. People that use it in rocks, and it's very highly addictive. This particular drug causes severe addiction of your brain to the point that you can't get off. And once you start, you go into this binge, then you waste all your money. And it's become a drug that has caused much disability. Another drug which is very similar is called methamphetamine. Methamphetamine became extremely popular where it was produced, and you know, there's some popular TV shows that talk about how they produce crystal. Meth, crystal, and cocaine are very similar. They're both stimulants that elevate your dopamine, and it causes incredible amounts of problems. It becomes a poor man's drug. You know, methamphetamine has been known as a poor man's drug because it can be bought very cheaply. And the problem with this drug, that once you get hooked on it, you can't get off of it. It becomes so addictive that you go into binges and you disappear. Many of you have probably seen people become extremely psychotic, tearing their skins, etching out their faces. It becomes like a very violent drug that could cause problems.
All the wrinkles are going away. As I push up, look at that, I have no more droopy eye. Oh, and I push the skin up that feels amazing. I don't want to do this side of my face so you can see the difference. But look at that. Oh. I'm pushing the skin up. You know, unfolding the skin.
The good news. The good news is this. Meth and cocaine addiction can be treated now with off-label drugs. I'm not going to tell you some of them, but I will tell you, if you look more into my YouTube channel, I will discuss in a separate program regarding drugs with secondary effects. I'll give you a hint. All right, I'll give you a small hint. I think you deserve it, right? One of the things that we use to cut back on the cocaine addiction is something we call baclofen. Yes, baclofen. It's a stimulant, it's a muscle relaxant that seems to cut back on the cravings for cocaine and meth. I'll leave it there. But in reality, there are many other compounds that we use, at least I use in my practice, with incredible amounts of success, and it's been out there for years. So the good news about cocaine and meth addiction is something that we can now treat. It is something that there's hope for. You know, many people say, you know, Doc, I use cocaine and I use meth, and you know what, it keeps me focused, and therefore I have attention deficit. That is totally wrong. You know, people say that if you take stimulants and you feel calmer. If I was to take cocaine and meth, I guarantee you I'd be so focused and hyper alert, I can probably get an ace on the exam. And now college students have become really addicted to this Adderall and all these compounds that are stimulants, with saying that they have attention deficit. You know, attention deficit is in a separate channel which I wrote. It's a condition that lasts to everything. You can have attention deficit if you're depressed. You can have attention deficit if you're sleep deprived. You can have attention deficit if you're anxious. It is a diagnosis of last resort. The studies that they were quoting, many psychiatrists, was a prison study where people that went using cocaine, they felt they had attention deficit. When they were given stimulants, they seemed to improve. That study has a lot of questions. The truth is that meth is a very cheap drug that could be purchased anywhere, and it's highly addictive. The good news is you can come off of this drug, as many of these conditions are usually associated with problems associated with depression, anxiety. I just don't want you to lose hope that once you're hooked on this, you can't get off. Cocaine and meth addiction are treatable conditions. You can come off of them. There's alternative treatments that we provide to take the craving away. But the problem with all these conditions is you have to treat the primary diagnosis. And believe it or not, many people with meth and cocaine addiction suffer from bipolar disorder. Yeah, you have to ask yourself, how can you have bipolar and take more meth and cocaine? Because the brain loves to be overstimulated. I hope that today's program has been extremely helpful, and I'm looking forward for like and subscribe. And let me tell you something, careful with those energy drinks. How many of you drink one? Most people, I see them buy them in packs now, 6 at a time. By the time you get home, you get this syndrome called crash. And one of the problems with all these stimulants, it can cause after effect depression. At the end of the day, you get depressed and you start looking for more powerful drugs. So I hope you enjoyed my channel today, and I'd like you to like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time with another topic.